And we're recording.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Good afternoon. It's nice to see you again, Samantha, Patrick, Adriana, and Anne. Thank you for coming in. We're happy you're here.
Thank you.
So we would like to pick up this time from our last session where we left off, and we're going to start with a little exercise. Is everyone open to participating in an exercise with us?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So the intention of this exercise is just to open us up so we're willing to talk to each other. So I'm going to give each of you a piece of paper, and what we would like you to do, is draw a picture as you see yourself in the family. And it doesn't have to be a beautiful piece of art, just have to do a stick figure and whatever else you want to put on it, okay?
Okay.
And do me a favor, I would like it if everyone could label the people in the picture, okay? And also write your name at the top of the paper so we know whose it is.
Okay, can I get borrow the book, please?
Yeah. Take about a minute or so. Take your time and we'll let you know when to stop, okay? Thank you. Will you just write your name on top of this for me?
Sure.
Would you mind, Samantha? Thank you. Thank you, girls. Thank you, Dad. And thank you, Mom. Okay. All right, Adriana, we'll start with you.
Okay.
If you wouldn't mind addressing your mom and dad,
Sure.
okay? And can you explain to them what you drew here?
Sure. I drew my mom on the side alone because she's been very withdrawn. She's always crying and she's very sad.
Yeah, I can see she's crying in the picture.
She's crying.
And then who's here in the center?
This is my sister Samantha and my father. They're very close, and even though they're kind of neutral, their expressions, but they seem to have an alliance.
Does Dad typically wear a top hat?
Yeah,
He does.
usually does.
Okay.
Yes.
And some other stuff
And
that we
some-
might not want to go into.
Let's not go there.
And then who's over here?
This is me, and I have a shocked face because I'm really confused about what's going on right now with the family, and I kind of feel not like my mom who's crying all the time. I'm just really confused and I'm sort of like taken back.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us.
Mm-hmm.
And Samantha, would you mind explaining to your mom and dad what you drew here?
Well, I just separated because, me and Dad on one
So
side.
this is you and
Yes,
your dad
that's
over
me
here.
and Dad on the left-hand side.
Now, notice you didn't draw any faces.
Because I'm not really sure how things are turning out, so I didn't know what you wanted me to put. If you wanted me to put like before or now or when, so I just left it like that blank.
If you had to draw the faces of what it's like now, what would it look like?
Dad would be crying too, because he's always sad too lately, and I haven't really seen him that much, but when I do, he's always very sad. And, well, me, I would be sad as well, because I always like being with him, and he's not here anymore. And
So what about Mom and your sister who are over here?
Mom would be crying, because she's always crying all the time. And she's always with my sister Adriana, and she would be consoling her, Adriana was.
Thank you for sharing that with us. Now, Dad, how does it feel looking at these two pictures and hearing the way the girls talk about your family?
It's very painful because all I ever wanted in life was a family, and you know, I see us as going through a rough time, but to see on their perception of how separated we are, you know, it just makes me feel like I failed.
Thank you for sharing that with us. And Mom, how about you?
Well, seeing how my daughters drew, you know, us on the picture, I mean, it's accurate, and I do feel isolated because I'm left out of Sammy's life, and I'm always crying, and I'm always to myself, and Dad is out of the house, so I have no one to talk to. Actually, no friends, no one to call. So, you know, that's actually how I feel. I really feel sad and depressed, you know? Make me feel like I failed as well as a parent.
Thank you all for participating in this activity. I know that must have been difficult. So we're going to move on to another exercise, and my colleague Mama is going to take that over.
Hello. The next step that I'm gonna take is a role play with you guys. And from looking at the pictures in your perspective, and I want you guys to tell me about a time at a dinner table. You guys just gonna act it out about a time at a dinner table. How was that relationship, the family function?
Just to
before.
just to back
Yeah,
Before
up.
this happened?
Before
Right,
this
so-
happened.
So if I remember from the last session, Patrick, your father, has been out of the house for about 3 months now.
Yes.
So I think what we'll do, so
Things were
let's
good until this came up, so yeah.
things were good. So what would a typical dinner look like, and how would you interact if you wouldn't
With
mind
each other.
playing that out for us?
Wow, so you know, I would probably come to the dinner table and maybe ask Samantha how her day in school was.
And could you just act it out?
Yes,
just like you're
Samantha,
doing?
how was your day in school?
It was perfect, Daddy. I got an A on my science test.
I'm really proud of you. I think
Thank you.
that's great.
Honey, how was your day today? How was your day today?
Me or him?
Yeah, fine. You know, we were busy at work, but it's always, time goes faster. So, yeah, it was a good
Okay.
day. How about you?
Oh, my days, it was fun. I had fun today. I stayed home, I think, and I did a lot of fun things. Adrian, how was your day?
Oh, it was really, really good. I had a good day. Mom, I do have to ask you something now. This
Okay.
weekend, my friends are gonna go to the movies. My friend Samantha, there's another girl, Michaela. I know you don't know her, but I'll
Yeah.
make sure to give you her telephone number. Is it okay if I go see the new movie?
It's fine. You
Okay.
can go, as long
You
as I
okay
get her
with that, Dad?
Well, we're
information.
getting your parents' phone number too?
Yeah.
You will get it, I promise.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm good with that.
Curfew?
Curfew, yes, 11:30.
Okay.
No.
And 12 is not 11:30?
Oh yeah, Dad, can you pick us up?
Yes, I could do that.
Okay.
Okay.
So how did you guys feel right now by doing this role play?
It made me feel happy. Like I was at a time where everything was, you know, the way it was supposed to be. I felt, you know, I felt loved, and like we all had love for each other. You know, that's the time that I wish we had right now, but we don't.
Well, you guys seem to communicate with each other very well, and it's easy for me to see a lot of love and connection in the family.
Yes, I just have a question for you, Samantha. When you're speaking with your dad, I've seen you're very happy about talking about your grades, but it seemed to be a difference when you thought your mom was speaking. Like, yeah, we're like the only two family members who didn't really communicate.
Well, Samantha, you know, she's always been, you know, the rowdy child. Like she prefers to be by herself and around her dad. So even when we did have like our good times, she really wouldn't communicate with me as much. Even before this happened, she always wanted to be around her daddy. Her daddy is everything, and she just doesn't let me in. I try, but she won't let me in.
And Samantha, do you hear what your mom is telling you, that she's trying but there is another communication?
I never really noticed that I was doing that to my mom. It just came so natural to always be with Dad. Because Adriana has a better relationship with Mom. She's always with Mom, and I like the attention that I get from my dad.
Adriana, how was this experience different for you now that your father is out of the house? How did this feel?
It's hard because I usually ask to do activities on the weekend with both of them right there, like at the dinner table. That's kind of the norm for me. and now he's not in the house, so it's kind of like I have to ask my mom, who's always sad, and then Dad doesn't always know what's going on with me. You know, that's the truth.
Okay, that's good. Thank you all for expressing your feelings.
Yeah, thank you for doing that.
I would like to do a little quick mini activity before I do the exercise with y'all. Would all mind please standing up for a second? Okay. And Anne, I would just like you to sit over here.
Okay.
And Patrick,
Yes?
could you please sit right
Sit
over
here?
here?
Very good.
Okay. And Samantha, could you please sit by your mom?
Okay.
No, that's not how it was.
It's okay. We just vote.
And Melissa, could you sit over here?
Yes. Okay.
Now I'd like to ask you a question, and how does this feel, like sitting in these positions?
Different.
It feels awkward. I mean, because Sammy is my daughter, but I really, because we're not close to one another, so it's kind of awkward having her sit right next to me because she never wants to be around me.
Okay.
So it's a little uncomfortable.
Okay, so now I'm gonna try doing an exercise called family sculpting, and I'd like you to be the architect, Samantha, since you're the one who's kind of, from last session, you've been having symptoms that's been showing at school. I believe you're the strongest family member. So I'd like to see your perspective of how you see the family. So could you please stand up? And we'll work on the scenario of you've just got your report card. It hasn't been up to your standards. You come home, you're trying to tell your family about what's happening. Please put them in whatever position you feel they'll be in,
Okay.
and however you feel they're doing.
Okay. Mom, I'd like you to slump over just a little bit and with your hands like this on your face, okay? Sorry, it's okay. Dad, stand up, please. Turn around. Adriana, I want you to sit next to Mom, okay? And like console Mom, okay?
Okay.
And that's what it would look like.
Oh wow, that's a very powerful expression. Would you mind sharing what this means to you?
Well, Mom is always crying now, so she's been like that since Dad left. And Adriana, she's been really close with Mom since all this happened. She's been even closer with her, and they always spend all the time together when she is home. And Dad, well, since he's not in the house anymore, he's with his back turned to the family.
Oh, okay. So Dad, you could turn around now. Like right now, I'd like to ask, how do you feel? How do you feel hearing your daughter Samantha?
Oh, it's very sad. Like I said before, when I met Anne, it was like, I fell in love, and this was the love of my life, and I wanted a family. And, I just never considered us not being together, and that, I feel sad that Adriana and I don't have a closer relationship,
Yeah. So, like, speaking of that, like, I would like you to do a simple exercise.
Sure.
Could you please grab Adriana's hand?
Yes.
And just tell her how you feel?
Adriana, I love you so much. My family is the center of my universe. And I couldn't ask for a better daughter. And I'm so sorry things are not right now, but we're working on it. And it's not your fault, it's not about you, it's between Mom and I.
I just want Mom to stop crying.
Me
I
too.
want her not to be so sad anymore. She just isn't the way she used to be. Just wake up in the morning and it's just, I don't know, happy.
Yeah.
It just, I never saw her like this before. Not like this.
Yeah.
Day after day after day. I just don't know what to do.
Oh, that's very powerful. Thank you for sharing. And how would you say what you heard your daughter Adriana saying made you feel?
I mean, it is powerful. Like, yeah, we want Dad to be, back in the family because we were happy before this. Everything was wonderful. We were all like in a good place. But once it happened, like everyone went their own ways and it's making me depressed,
Oh, Thanks for sharing
I would
that.
like to see things work out, like the family back together.